Today's fun fact of the day has to do with sleep. Did you know that on an average, a person needs about 7 minutes to fall asleep? Anything less than that, like 5 minutes, actually is a sign of being sleep deprived. And anything more than 10 minutes is a sign that your sleep could be in jeopardy. So, how long does it take you to fall asleep? Do you put your head down on the pillow and wait for the sleep to stroll towards you? Then lose patience, roll over to the other side? After a minute of trying to fluff up the pillow, lie down frustrated? By now, the sleep has disappeared. You stare at the ceiling and you count all the number of cracks on it. Soon the cracks start forming faces, and then you wonder, is there a water leakage problem? You're awake and forcing yourself to sleep. But now you have no idea how to fall asleep. Isn't falling asleep supposed to be easy? So why is it so hard? Welcome to the Habit Coach podcast, where we evolve into the best versions of ourselves, one awesome habit at a time. I'm Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. Now, falling asleep is hard because no one has taught us how to deal with that sleepy, restless mind. This sleepy, restless mind will eventually turn into negative thoughts. Thoughts that haunt us. Thoughts that make us feel bad. This is because the mind has been let loose. The cracks on the ceiling will now make you wonder about the cost of paint for the house. But you don't have that kind of money. You'll feel like a loser, and all of a sudden, all that sleep will be lost. That tossing and turning, that endless tossing and turning, left side, right side, stomach, back, turning the pillow, finding that cooler side, blanket on, blanket off, all of this happens to all of us. Does this happen to you? The restless mind has now made a restless body. And best of luck if you're trying to share a bed with somebody else, because that's going to be the worst. The worst effect of a restless mind is the lack of sleep, both in quantity and quantity. Now, let's say you followed the Habit Coach sleep alarm that we've done lots of episodes on and are in bed on time, and your 7.5 hours of sleep are ready. But 45 minutes later, you're still waiting for that sleep to come. An hour later, a mini panic attack is happening. And all of this from a sleepy, restless mind. The reason why I'm telling you so much about it is because it happens to all of us. And the best way to deal with this is for you to create a sleep dream or a sleep primer. Now, a sleep primer is a thought you plant in your mind just before you lay down on your pillow. The primer is the beginning of a dream. It prevents the mind from getting restless. Not a dream of Ferraris and yachts in the Caribbean, but a very specific dream for you to follow every single night. A dream designed to shut your mind and plant the seeds of sleep. My favorite sleep primer is to think of myself as a big, fuzzy, giant bear, getting ready to hibernate for the winter. I picture stretching out and laying down on the floor, cuddled up into a ball. If you're a mom, think about yourself as a big mama bear with little cubs coming and cuddling next to you for the winter. When I was trekking in Kilimanjaro and I was sleeping in that freezing cold sleeping bag, my dream was that of being in a warm cocoon, ready to sleep and wake up transformed. You see, so the best way to deal with this restless mind is actually to give it something to think about. And when your mind calms down, automatically your body will calm down. You'll realize you don't have to toss and turn so much, and instead you can now have that peaceful sleep that you've been craving. So your habit to deal with a restless mind is to get into bed, stretch, release a nice big sigh of relief, and then cuddle up, and with a smile on your face, start sleeping with that primer dream. Think of yourself as a bear, think of yourself in any avatar where you feel warm, safe, and comfortable. In this way, you've primed your mind for sleep instead of it being restless and you searching for something else. Do this now and tell me what happens. If you like this episode, don't forget to hit subscribe. Also, give us a rating. It really helps with people discovering the podcast. If you like podcasts like this, check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can also watch all the episodes on the Habit Coach Awesome 180 YouTube channel. Follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere. You can also reach out to me. I am Ashdin Doc at Twitter and Instagram. You can connect with me on my website, awesome180.com. You can also check out my 2 new books, Change Your Habits, Change Your Life, and the second, The Book of Good Habits for Kids. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach.
IVM.